You want to help me with the bodywork, Mabel? No. This is Paddy, and it's my 1998 Toyota Corolla E11, bought for £250 in 2016. It was only bought as a stopgap, but I ended up enjoying it more than I should have done. So I've done a lot of mechanical work on it. This video here is from the day I got it, actually, and I was just showing it off. Things have changed on it, obviously. The front bumper's been done. The black trim has been removed. The steel wheels have been removed for alloys. That black door strip has also been removed. I've also lost those orange gloves, but this is the subject of today's video, and it's the rear bumper. The long-term idea that I have with the car is to make it look like this, the WRC version, and as you can see here, they did come with a colour-coded bumper, which they also used on the WRC version. But then I saw this and I thought, this is what I want the car to look like, so that's what we're going to do. Welcome to another day in purgatory. A lovely day, and because it's so nice, I decided to do work on Paddy, which is the Corolla. So while I wait for the stuff to come for the Lada, like the new angle grinder and things. As you can see, took the rear bumper off because it was black. It's the this was got a black trim on the bumper. Taking the rear wiper off because I don't want it on the back anymore. And there's some rust here from the really shoddy half-assed paint job that I gave it a year ago. As you can see there, like little piddly things like that. The black spoiler things come off as well, which I'll show you what I'm going to do with that now. So if you have the textured bumper, wet and dry sandpaper and then this stuff will do a fantastic job of smoothing it out. As you can see, this is all textured, same as the plastic. You can still see a texture, but it's only the first coat. Leaving it 10 minutes or whatever. Go over this again with wet and dry sandpaper, and then it will be smooth like this, but not as dirty, obviously. So yeah, this is still wet. But as you can see, obviously still got some of the texture, but it will do. So when I go again, flatten it down, do this again, flatten it down. By the time the plastic primer goes on, it will be smooth, and you're just building up layers, knocking it back down with wet and dry, so it's all nice and
nice and smooth. So I just need to let that dry and see what the result is. It's the rear bumper. And it's really, I've never done fiberglass before, so this is the first time I've done anything like this. So all I'm trying to do is layer up the back of it, so you know, makes it not. It won't be as strong, but then again, there's no load going on this. It's just the bottom part of the bumper where the exhaust comes out. They come with a bit of a ridge. Hopefully, I'll put a photo up now. But there's a ridge just above the exhaust. But my exhaust slipped up, so it burned a new hole in there as well, which I don't want. So basically, I just want the whole back of this is one straight line, just to make it look neater. And then obviously, the front bumper was like this, black on the top, white on the bottom. I want to get rid of the texture so it's smooth like the bottom, and paint this white. This is the old mud flap. But if I show you nothing. Oh. Rally spec. Rally spec mud flaps. Good job, I'm better painting than I am catching. So yeah, let's see, move this out of the way. As you can tell, I'm messy and really don't have much space, but you can see here what I'm trying to achieve. So the idea is, if like this will harden, I think it might already be hard. Still a bit sticky. So yeah, give it as much of a back structure as I can in behind it. So then sand it down a little bit, try and match the contour as much as I can with what's already on the bumper. Get some plastic filler so it can flex, and fill it up, and then hopefully to finish up, you never know there was a either a hole for an exhaust or a hole put in by my exhaust unless you watch the video. When I did the front bumper, I did take the black thing off, but problem there is these screws are liable to break. So at the moment, I'm going to try and keep the black bit on if I can, and then just paint both of them and blend them a bit, because really it's on the other side. I think I'm not going to move it because that's still drying, but there's some scratches on it, some nicks. It's also where white emulsion paint fell out of the boot and I went to the tip. It was fun. So yeah, we've got good weather now until Friday, I think. So I'm going to do another quick coat of paint on that, filler primer, and then leave it overnight. And then on my lunch break tomorrow, sand it down and then put another coat of filler primer on it. Sand that back down, then in the evening, or later on in the day, maybe the next day, who knows, might go mad. And then put the plastic primer on it, and then sand back. There's a lot of sanding back when it comes to this sort of stuff, and while that's going on, I'm going to be sanding this back and then applying the body filler on that so it can dry up. The one thing I want to avoid is crazy like this. No, I didn't do this. This is how came to me, and it's another lovely day, and I'm on the clock as I'm on my lunch break. So plan for this afternoon is start cutting off bits of fiberglass that I don't need, and then wet and dry sandpaper. Get away. There we go. Wet and dry that and paint it. Paint it with another coat of filler primer. Doesn't look too bad. It's hard to show you, really, but I now have a flat bottom here, a bit of a hole, but I'm gonna have to fill a lot of this in, and we'll see what the other side's like. See a little bit better now. Is that any better? So yeah, just a little bit jagged here. Need to cut that off, put these off. I think so go off. See, all this is meant to do is now, which I'll show you now. I need to go get it actually. You just fill in, like give some backing to help shape this, because as you can see here, that's the original gap. There is a better word for it, I don't have it though. For the exhaust, and that's where my exhaust burnt through. So get my big hair out of the way. You can sort of see it's a little bit uneven. No, it's perfect there, but then here it gets a bit, you know, comes in a little bit. But other than that, I think it's all right. Just sand this a little bit more, and I'll get the filler. Right, I know I said plastic filler, but I don't know where my stash has gone. I have had a look, but I can't find it. So this will have to do, I'm afraid, because I haven't the budget to do anything really, because obviously the Lada is the priority at the moment, so any money spent on another car isn't going to be spent on here, so we'll make do. It's like creme brulee. Yeah, you know I'd eat that if it weren't so poisonous. Leave that to harden and then sand it. Round here I'll definitely need to fill it in again, because it's obviously wavy and stuff, but because it's harder behind it, be able to build on top of it and it'll be grand. So as I said yesterday, wet and dry in between coats of stuff that you use, sandpaper. That's it. Sandpaper and the wet. The sun provides the dry. You have to take my word for it. This is already quite smooth, other than places like that. But now, second coat of filler primer, and then we let it dry again. Can check on this. I'm standing in the way of the sun. It's already sort of starting to dry, but it's going to be very soft, especially around here where the filler is thicker. There's probably a much better way of doing this, but this will look good. It will look good. I don't know. You can sort of see what I meant now. A little bit of a dip there, but I'm going to leave this over tonight so it gets a day of drying. Sand it back. Yeah. Sand it back. Then do more filling, but obviously it won't be as thick this time, because obviously having to start to put the contours in of around here. So there's like a line that comes along here, so it needs to sort of be that way along, then that needs to be flat. There's a big bump there, but obviously with more filling. And then obviously what I'm doing there with the filler primer, we'll do in here after, as well as on here, just to get any imperfections out. But you know, I'll probably have to do a rattle can job on the whole thing, because as you can see here, this is what I was trying to see yesterday. It's like little, you know, little bits that have been gouged out of the plastic. Just make it nice and presentable. Although this could be from me just storing it the way I am. Nah, I didn't do that bit at all. So yeah,
that's all for this part. As you can see, I've spent 3 hours on the bumper already and spent £15 on the glass fibre kit and £7.50 on the filler primer spray. There is more cost involved, but you'll see that in the next part of the video series. As always, please consider subscribing to the channel, like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram for updates on all the projects that we're currently working on.